guys, welcome back to my channel. It's G from Happiness and Crafting. So today I'm going to do a quick flip through of the first signature that I've done for My Shabby Wardrobe journal. Now this has turned out quite big, and that's just like one signature, so I'm not sure whether to do 3 journals or one giant one, but I haven't put anything in this yet. And it's getting to be sort of like quite big, so I'm contemplating making it into just one journal per signature, so we shall see. But I'm going to give you a flip through for that, but I do want to also show you how to make these beautiful little parasols. Now I made a video, must have been 3-4 years ago now, on making these, but I would like to add some into this journal as well, so I thought I would just sort of like do a recap if you haven't seen it, and make a couple more which are lovely. So the first thing is, this is the papers from My Shabby Wardrobe, and they are just beautiful. Now just a little bit, I'm going to just show you. I made this cover, not sure whether I really like it at the moment. I'm not sure. I like this, I love the cover, but it's not going to go, I don't feel it goes with my journal. So I'm thinking of doing another one. I did make another cover, just a plain cover that like we made the other day, and this will fit in here on its own like that, but if I push it up, I'm just going to add like something like a little pull out bit here or something like that, a little flip out on there, so we've just got one per journal, but that's another idea. I'm going to work on that as well, have a little think about that, because I think having 3, it's going to be really too big and chunky, so we shall see. Anyway, stop talking and I will do this. I will give you a flip through. Now let me just get a little card. What have we got? I just need a smaller one, so just to show you where the pockets and stuff are. So on this front one, we've got the little tuck in the top, and this is through the bit of sort of like tulle that I've popped on there, so we've got a little tuck in there, and then on the pages I've embellished with little tiny pearls on there, little flat back pearls, which are just really pretty, and I've done that on most of the pages because I think it just looks so lovely. This first one, I popped on a little paper clip, little hidden paper clip. I've actually attached it to the page like that, so you can just, you know, tuck anything up inside it, because I just love this picture. This one we did together, and that's got the little pocket in there with the little fan, and then I also added some little of the flat back pearls just on this bit as well, and a few on the shoes. There's a little bit of rose trim down there, and I've also got a little pocket in there which I've made from vellum, so you don't sort of like lose it, if you know what. I didn't want to put a piece of paper there, I just wanted to have it sort of like a little bit see-through, so it's a little bit more dainty, if you know what I mean, so it's not so heavy. And then on this side we did this one together, and then I added some little flat back pearls on there, and then we've got our little, you know, little bit of interaction there. On this one I've left it quite plain, but I've decorated the little hat, so I've got a little flower on there, a little bit of tulle, and some little gems, little flat back gems on there, which is nice. And I did put one of our little tabs on the page. I've got a little hole there because I will probably dingle dangle something down there, which we have to dingle dangle something, don't we? This side I've got like a little flippy out bit, but first of all we've got a little pocket here, which is nice, and then again another little vellum pocket, so you can see what's inside and you can see the shoes through it. I've popped a little bit of lace and of course a little bow on there. And this bit I've got a lace on there which I've just attached onto the back and then onto this bit that's underneath this little flippy flat bit. And then this pulls out. I've got a little bit of a journal in there, so we've got 8 pages in there. You can stick something on there or you can write on there. And then this is a little sort of like tulle pocket, which you could put something quite big in there because you've got all this space as well. And then we're going to flip there. I will probably pop another little pocket or something on there and on this side. So, but I do like that. I think that's really nice. I like a little bit of sort of flippy flappies on journals. So, and that's just done up with a lovely little bit of pink lace on there. So it's beautiful lace, and it really is quite nice and soft. So that's that side. On this here, I've got a little corner pocket, which just goes in there, and I've made little holes in it, and I've just threaded some of that silk ribbon through there, which I think looks really, really lovely. And then popped a little bow on there. So again, you've got something big that you can pop into the pocket. And then this side, I have a little pink, or a big pink little bit of lace as a little corner tuck, pocket tuck. And then this side we have got a little, we did this one together, didn't we? I just love that, and I need to stick something on the front there, I think. But I can go back in again and, you know, embellish when I put things through. I have another little paper clip, hidden paper clip on there, which I've stuck to the page, and it's got a little bit of lace, a little bit of silk ribbon on there. And also you can see I've popped some little pearls, little flat back pearls on there. I will pop a few pictures in the end of the video, like I always do, of little close-ups of certain things as well. And on this one again, look, I've just added it onto, just so if you've got a picture, try and embellish the picture, and it just gives you a little bit more interest in your journals. I'll pop again some little flat back pearls, so you've got the same theme sort of going through it with the little flat back pearls on the little belt straps on there, and then at the top of the pockets as well. And then I do like that little bit of on the bow in the middle. And then I've popped some lace that goes down the side and then in a V, and then I've left them open so you can tuck something up inside like that. So that's a little up tuck, and then also that little side bit you can stick something in there as well. So I love that. I think that's lovely. And then I've got a little pocket here. Again, I have embellished with little flat back pearls. This is a little bit of rhinestones on there, which is lovely. And then again, I've left this page. I've left a couple of pages because then we can just pop something on there, get a paper clip and clip things on. So we've got a little bit of, you know, room to do that. And then you don't have anything down the side. We can just paper clip something either to the top or the side. And then I'm just loving these flowers. Look at that. You've got the little pearls on the centres. Oh, I just think they're so pretty. And then we did this one. Not sure whether to put a little bit of blingy bits on there or not. We shall see. I will go back, but we did do the corner pockets either side, which, not corner pockets, they're sort of like little tucks, aren't they? Which is quite simple. But again, if you leave it, you can just sort of like, you know, clip things in. I don't want to make them all too fussy. Oh, love this one. I think that's so, so pretty. Look at that. She's got a little dress, and I've just added, you know, some fabric onto there, a little bit of bling on there, and I've made that into, I've got a little shoe card there, and that just slides in, so it goes all the way through, so you can slip something in there, a little note or something, but even that little card with the shoes on just sort of like tucks in there. So I think that's really lovely. This one I'm going to leave again to clip something onto. So we can just paper clip something on there. This is our little side tuck that we did the other day. I need to pop something on that little bit of lace, little bit of velvet there. Did we do this one together? I can't remember, but this is a beautiful little pocket, which I love this colour. I think that page looks really nice. There's lovely old lace on there. And we've got another fan pocket on there with a little bit of lacy bit down there and a little rhinestone as well. And then another plain page. I might put something on this one, I'm not quite sure. But again, you've got something that you can clip something onto. But I might put like a little notepad or something on there. This one I have got a little corner pocket which is made of a lovely piece of lace on there, and the little flowers. Can you see? That's so pretty. And then on this side I have done the same as this page, so we've got 2, and again this opens out and it can flip out like that, and then this is just stuck on there, and then I've got a little bit of a little cluster with a beautiful little I can't think today, velvet. It's velvet, that's what it is. Right, and then this just opens up, and again we've got a little pocket there. This opens up. I've got, like the other side, we've got a little journaling spot there, and on the back of this one I popped a little bit of paper, and then I popped some of the little tags in, so we've got 3 little tags in each one. We've got 1 little tag, we've got 3 tags and 1 tag in each little pocket, so they're lovely. I think that looks really nice, and that just folds down like this, so it just does up to keep that in place, with again a lovely bit of this pretty pink lace. So there we go, just needs doing up a little bit tidier, but there we go. And then over we go on this side. And then again, I've done a lovely little skirt on her with a little waistband and a little bit of lace at the bottom. And this is tulle. And again, we have got a little slip through there. So I've only attached it at the top and the bottom, so you can just pop something in there. But again, if you don't have to, you can just leave it as a pretty little dress, which is lovely. And then this little bit here is where I've covered, so we can have another little hidden pocket. So I've just popped that wardrobe tag in behind there, and I've just backed it with a little bit of tea stain paper, and that will just slide in there in like a little hidden pocket through like that. So we've got a lovely little hidden pocket tag in there, which is lovely. Gosh, see, it's quite big. I've put so much stuff in here. And then we've got another bigger one pocket there, which is lovely. This is vellum again with some lace over the top, just so that we can see. I do like these little vellum pockets. Little tab there, and then we can dingle dangle something off there. This one is, again, we've got a little vellum pocket, which is beautiful. Got a little one at the top there as well, so you can just tuck something small in there and something in there, but you can still see this lovely dress. And then the back page, what I've done on here, I've left this bit and I've added the little pearls on there as well, and throughout this I've got pearls and stuff on things, so it's got lots of interest in here, I think. And then I've just made another little pocket here, little tuck, and on this bit I've just wrapped some of this beautiful, this one, it's the silk ribbon, but it's sort of like a grey blue. It's really pretty, and I've just wrapped it around the piece of tulle, stuck it around the edge, a few little pearls on there, little gem and a little bow. And then again, whatever size little card you've got in there, you can put lots of little bits and pieces in there, and it doesn't take away from this lovely picture, which I am loving. So that is the first signature. I haven't done anything with the back page because I'm not quite sure what I'm doing yet, whether I'm going to pop a pocket on there, whether that's going to just be one signature journal. Not 100% sure, but I will figure that out. I will figure it out. I might make the 3 signatures first and see how it goes, and if they're all too big, then, because by the time I've put stuff in here, it's going to be even fatter. So we shall see. We'll have a decision on that one. Lots of decisions to make on this journal. So there we go. Now what we are going to do now, I'm going to give you a little recap, or if you haven't seen these before, see my video. These are fabulous and they are lovely. I made this one with my members the other day, So I thought I would just make them with you again. So look at that lovely blue one, this beautiful little flower on there, just gorgeous. So what we are going to start off with, I'm going to make it with some tulle. Now I've cut a piece of a circle out on there, but what I'm going to show you, actually, let me just get a little bit of fabric and I'll just show you how it is, how I did to cut out a little circle. So I'm just going to take a square. Now you can have, it depends on the size of your fabric or whatever you're going to use. Now what you want to do, you want to fold it in half, then you want to fold it in a quarter. Okay, and now this is the middle bit. These are the open bits and that's the middle bit. So this is the bit you want to fold over again like that, and that's there is going to be the size of your umbrella, of your fabric on there. Okay, so that's going to be, this one's going to be a lot smaller. So then what you would do, this is to make a circle. Do you know what I mean? So that will be your umbrella size, and then you would just snip that round like that. Oops. And then you would get your circle, and that's what you would make your umbrella with. And then you get your middle point like that, and then just bring this up like that. So that would make quite a small little brolly, wouldn't it? Little parasol. But the one I'm going to be making it with today, there's no point in me showing you cutting out a piece of tulle because you wouldn't be able to see it. Can you see how small that is? So it all depends on size, you know, however you want to do it and what you're using. But I'm going to use this piece. Oh, let me put that down there for a minute. Right, I'm going to use some galvanized wire like I always use. And to measure the length of what you want, I'm going to do it on this one to show you. Just fold it up again like you would. That's how you did it. That's how you do it. And then you want to go from the tip up to here, because remember you've got to make a little hook on there as well. So you want to be about that much, sort of half again of your umbrella, or maybe a third more. But I'm going to use the bigger one here. Oops, let's just measure this. Little circle, it's not the best cut out circle. That's okay. So that's how big my one is. It's probably going to be the same as this one. So that will be the point. And then I'm going to come up to about there. So just sort of eyeball it. And then just get yourself a pair of pliers. This galvanized wire is quite thick. It's a little bit too thick. Really, I should have got a thinner one, but I don't have any. And then just sort of make that flat, like that. So we've got a little flat piece. I'll put my fabric there. Now I've got some little bows that I would like to put it on it, and then so I'm going to use this silk ribbon, I mean. God, I can't talk today. So what I'm going to do, we want to wrap the ribbon around this piece of galvanized wire. Now again, you don't have to use that. You can use a pulled out paper clip if you've got anything, or anything that you've got that you think would work. I'm going to pop a tiny little bit of glue gun on the end of there. Take my bit of ribbon, and then hopefully that hasn't cooled down too much. I'm going to start twisting that around the wire like that. So just spin it round, wrap it round like that. Let's go this way. Just so your wire is covered. You can use any ribbon. You know, we'll use the ribbon that you're going to put a bow on, or something that obviously coordinates with it. Then I'm going to just go back again. Once you've gone to the end, I'm going to go back down just a little bit, because this end is going to be where we sort of twist over where the hook is going to be. So I'm just going to go back down just a little bit. Oops. And then I want to just pop a little bit of glue on there. Just like that. Oops. A little bit of glue and just pop that in place and then cut that little bit off. So just wrap your ribbon around a little bit of metal. Like that, which is perfect. Don't worry about that, because your little fluffy bit, this little top bit, will be covering that up anyway. Okay, so next bit, get your little circle that you've got. Now we need to find the middle, like that. So that's going to be roughly the middle bit. So we need to pop this end I think, in the middle, and I've just gone and lost my middle bit. It's just not the easiest to do, but what I might do is get my pencil. Let's just see if I can make a little, there we go. I made a little mark on there. You may not be able to see it, but I can. You can just see a tiny little mark on there if I move it around. So that's where I need to put the middle of that, stick it on there. So I'm going to pop a little bit of glue, again a little bit of glue gun, just on there, and then stick that in the middle, like that. Okay, so there we go, there's our little umbrella. And then this will just come up through, and we just sort of like gather this at the top like that, which will be easier. Now gather it so it's looking sort of pretty, how you would sort of like see an umbrella. Do you know what I mean? If you can. All fingers and thumbs as well today. Can't speak, can't make. I don't know. God, not doing a very good job. Okay, let's start again. Let's just do that. Hold that up and gather that at the top. There we go. Perfect. Do you know what I mean? So that's our umbrella bit. And then I'm going to get a needle and thread. Now again, you can just tie this off. Oh my gosh, it's stuck in here. What have I done? There we go. Little needle and thread just to tie this little bit off. Put that through, and I'm going to just wrap that around like that, just so we've got the top of our umbrella like that. Can you see? Doesn't that look good? And that's our little brolly, all nice and tight in there. Take my needle. This is the easiest way of doing it, I think. Just tie it off like that. You can get a little bit of ribbon and just tie your ribbon around it or whatever you like, but just to make it nice and tight, just, you know, sew a little, just a little knot in there. And then we've got our little brolly. That's the top of our brolly, which looks lovely. Now for the little tip, I'm going to use, I have some in here. It's a little bead cap, just a little bead cap like that, just like that. And then all I'm going to do is put a little bit of glue and pop that on the end. Again, back to my glue gun, pop a little bit of glue on the end of there, take my bead cap, and then that will be the end of our brolly, like that. So doesn't that look lovely? Lovely little, I keep calling it an umbrella, it is a parasol, because it's made all pretty, isn't it? Umbrellas are to keep you dry. I think parasols are to keep the sort of sun off you, aren't they? These are more sort of delicate. So loving it. Now the next thing I'm going to do is bend the little hook over. I'm going to just use my little pliers, take it from the end and just bend it over like that. And then that's our little hook. Really very, very simple. And then what we need to do, I'm going to cut that little end of my thread off there. There we go. Fabulous. I'm going to take a little bow. I need to put it so where the hook is. So that's which way. And that can just sit on there like that. It's just really, really pretty, isn't it? Glue gun. Tiny bit of glue. Like that. Little bow on there. Oh, I made another dress. I must show you wherever it is. Oh, I've had so much fun making the little dresses like we did for the Shabby Saturday. There we go, look at that. And then this little bit just sort of like fluffs out a little bit. And then we've got this beautiful umbrella to go in the journals or whatever you want to do. I think I made them into paper clips and things like that in my other one. I can't actually remember. I made them with my in a members video just to recap because I couldn't remember how to make them. But I just think they are beautiful. What did I do with the other one? Oh, there it is, under my little pot. Look at that. They are just gorgeous. Oh, I popped a little rose on this one. These little roses, can you see? Just a little rose from the, those little nail art roses. I made the little thing off. I don't think I'll put one on the other one. No, I'm going to leave that. Love them. Look at that. Aren't they pretty? I might make another one in a second. I'm just going to pop those to the side, but I want to show you the other dress I did. That's one we did in the video. That's why I made that one to go with that. So I think that's just beautiful. I made this one, which is a bit more blingy. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? So I've still got the roses in there, but I've got some sort of like sew-on gems that I put on there. And this is really hard. I used the that glue. I'll put a link to the glue that I use under the video, but that's fabulous. Made it into a brooch. I did the little heart shape. I thought that was the best style, the best shape to do, but I just think it's beautiful. And the skirt is all this lovely tulle, which is just beautiful. Oh, I do love these. I could just make these, and then I just wanted the umbrella to go with this one. So that's beautiful. Loving them. What's the time? I think we've got time just to make another one. Shall I just make one out of this? So just to show you how maybe you can see it a little bit easier. Should I do it like this is what we cut? We can make just a tiny, tiny one, can't we? A little one. Let's get a little bit of wire. Let's take this. Let's bend this up. Let's just see how much do we need. About there. Oops. So if you don't have any tulle or things like that, you can just use any bit of fabric you've got. Anything that will match your journal you're making or a card. It would be beautiful on a card, wouldn't it? If somebody's got a nice sort of summer birthday, how beautiful it would be to put a little parasol and a pretty dress on the front of a card. Okay, let's just straighten this up a little bit. There we go. Right, what colour shall we wrap around this piece? So this is our volley. Now again, you can always add lace around this bit. Just sew on a little bit of lace or stick on a little bit of lace, and then you can still gather that up like that, and you'd have the beautiful piece of lace around the top. But I think I'm going to just leave that, but I need to cover this in something. I've got this. Do you think this will work? Do you think it'll be too much? I think I'm going to be able to wrap that around. Might be a bit slippy, but we shall see. Let's have a go. Might be a bit of a nightmare to use. Shouldn't really put glue on something metal like that because it doesn't stick properly, but let's just twist that round. Is that going to work? There we go. Not the easiest to do. You want quite a thin, fine. Yeah, that's not going to work. It's too thick. It's too heavy. I think I'm going to have to just use, just that this was the wrong colour. Should we go for grey? Grey blue? What other one have I got? I've got this pink. I've got this little pinky one. Maybe that will do. This will work, wouldn't it? The other one was just too heavy. Felt too heavy and too thick. So let's pop a little bit of glue on there. Pop that on. Just twist that around. There we go. This is quite thin though. Let's just spin that around. Like that. Twist it around. And then just come back down again. Just a little bit. Add a little bit of glue to that. You might be able to use, if you're going to do smaller ones, you'll probably be able to use florist wire to do it, as long as it's it doesn't bend everywhere. It's not too bendy, it will be fine. Okay, there we go. Let's find the middle of this one. Like that. Squeeze that bit there. There we go, that's the middle. Which one was the end? This end. Stick that on the end like that. Okay, just pull that up, just gather this up. Like that. Gather it around. Like that. You can sort of like pleat it. I wonder if you could sort of pleat it to go round. Depends how much time you've got and how patient you are to make it look perfect. There we go. There, right, I've got my needle and thread. This hasn't got a knot in the end though. Where's the other end gone? There it is. I'm going to just hang on to that. Twist that around. Like that. I'll tidy it up a little bit in a minute. You can sort of like wiggle it around. Make sure everything is correct. That will do. It's not exactly the best one that I've done. This is sort of like a cotton fabric, so it's a little bit thicker than the tulle. But these can be pulled up and twiddled around. Just get it all nicely shaped. Now I think what I'm going to do with this one, because look, this one moves like that. I'm going to open this up like this. Twiddle this round so it's all a little bit more around the edge. Pull that tight. Right, I'm going to pop a little bit of glue gun in here like that. And then when I push that up, that will hold that in place like that. There we go. That's better, isn't it? Now, oh, this is quite a cute little one. Right, what shall we wrap round it? I think I'm going to just tie it a little bit tighter because that's a little bit loose around there, I think. Let's see if we can get it a little bit tighter through there. Oh, this is quite thick. Because then we can just go round there. There we go. A little bit more ribbon and make it look pretty. There we go. Oh, you can hear them. I don't know whether you can hear next door. Well, next door is supposed to be finished tomorrow and they're moving in. So it's either going to be noisier or quieter. We shall see. There we go. Lovely, lovely, lovely. That's quite a nice little one, isn't it? Let's wrap a little bit of this around. Cover that up. What I'm going to do, actually, I'm going to put should really move my glue gun a little bit closer, shouldn't I? Put that on there. Oops. Tie that around. There we go. Well, I hope you got the sort of gist of what you have to do. It's quite simple, depending on what sort of like fabrics and things that you've got. Obviously the thicker the fabric, it's a little bit more difficult, so you could do with just a sort of finer fabric or tulle. Will make it easier. Oh, I do like that. I've got another, look, I've got another little bead cap there. These little bead caps have sort of got oh, I've just dropped it on the floor. Oh, there it is. Oh, that would have been a nightmare. These ones are a little bit more shaped. They're not as flat, if you know what I mean. They're a bit sort of like more domed on there, which is, you know, ideal for the end of a sort of umbrella. But I'm sure you could sort of like put a bead on there. Can't honestly remember what I put on the other ones. Maybe it was a bead cap. There we go. Look at that. Oh, how cute is that? Isn't that just lovely? And then what I'm going to do, take my little pliers and then we will just bend that over like that and make a little umbrella. The little hook, I mean, not the umbrella. See, the tidier, you know, the more you sort of like fold it and stuff properly, the tidier it would be. So you can take a little bit more time than me, but that's fabulous. Now, I don't have a little bow. I don't think I've got a diddly little bow in here. Not that small anyway. Let's have a little peek. Not made out of what I've got. See, that's, even that little bow is just a tiny bit big. So I'm going to actually make one. I'm not going to get my bow machine out, my bow maker. Let's just make a little one quick. I need to sit down actually and make a few with my little bow, little wooden bow maker, because they are so much neater than I can do them. I think that's pretty good, isn't it? Can you see, that's my attempt, and this is the little bow maker one. Look how pretty that one is. Just beautiful. But I think that will be okay. Snip those little bits off. Little bit of glue gun on there. Not quite sure which way. Which way would you have your hook? tiny bit, tiny. That on there, like that. So again, you don't have to put a bow, you can put a little gem or something on there, or just a little bit of ribbon around it, but I just think a little bow just finishes everything off, doesn't it? Especially if you wanted to go into sort of like a little shabby journal. But how funky is that? How lovely is that? I think they're just beautiful. And again, I'll link the video, the original video down, so you can have a look. But I think I put paper clips and stuff on them. I can't honestly remember, but I will have a look. I will link it down. But I love it, absolutely love it. And to go in a journal, I think they're just beautiful. Just another little embellishment. Where's that one? Look at this one. How lovely is that on a page? Even on a page on this one. Actually, that would look nice on the middle, wouldn't it? Do you think they're just lovely? Absolutely gorgeous. Beautiful. So there we go, guys. A little recap, if you hadn't seen the video before, on making these beautiful little parasol. I do like this blue one. That's lovely, isn't it? And then a little peek at my journal, my signature. So I will probably do, not sure, not 100% sure. So this didn't quite go to plan, this one, did it? Because I did the cover first, and I knew I shouldn't have done the cover first. But I'm loving it, but it is going to be a little bit big. I don't want them to be too big. I have done some very, very big journals in the past, but I wanted this to be not as big, and I just think it looks beautiful, but I will figure it out and let you know. So I am going to be doing the Friday freebie video in a minute, and it is a lovely one, so do stay tuned on Friday for that. But guys, have a lovely, lovely rest of the day. Please do have a go at making the brollies, the little parasols, and if you do, I'd love to see them in the Facebook group. I really, really would. So there we go, guys. Take care, stay safe, and I will see you soon. All right, guys, bye-bye.